Congrats on making the finals of the all-night championship. Just when you're lying in bed, unable to sleep, and happen to stumble upon this impressive video, you lucky devil, you've hit the jackpot again. Today, I guess, my fellow night owl's phone battery is around 68%. If I guessed right, make a squeak. If not, snap a photo and post it in the comments. Now, please drape your left leg over your neck. Let's get straight into today's topic. It just snowed heavily in the distant mountains fade in and out of the blizzard, like a slumbering giant beast, giving off an inexplicable sense of oppression. And Mike is trekking through the snow with Big Yellow and Little Black. The north wind howls recklessly across the plains, feet crunching loudly against the frozen ground. After searching for 2.5 hours, Mike finally found his favorite rheumatism, Treasureland, relying on 2 giant ancient trees for support. With endless building materials nearby, he immediately drops his pack to start working. First, he moves the materials to the foot of the tree. Then he builds a curved low wall along the trunk. Once it's waist high, he heads out to gather more timber. The blizzard shows no sign of weakening. Instead, it seems angered by the sudden disturbance. Snowflakes become denser, stinging as they hit the face. Mike braves the snow to get to long logs, cross-binding them with wild hemp rope. This forms the base structure. Done. He heads out to explore again. Hey kid, watch out, cutting those trees. Don't smash me with them. With enough wood gathered, he can seal the roof. A simple laying of logs makes it solid as a rock, but the gaps are wide enough to let snow in. So Mike eyes the moss on a dead tree. Just a quick pull yields a huge chunk, spreading it evenly bit by bit over the roof. Protects the hut from wind and rain, resisting the bitter cold, even if it's a bit green over his head. But that's not a big problem. Roof done, time to consider the front wall. Mike brings back 2 thick, moss-covered logs from afar. Wedging them in the middle makes a nice door frame. From a distance, it looks completely natural. Absolutely perfect. He won't worry about an actual door for now. More important is getting a fire started. Being frozen for hours has left him numb. He gathers plenty of firewood nearby and splits it into even pieces. Just then, 2 planes happen to pass in the blue sky. Long trails stand out strikingly over the empty snowy plains. Once chopped, Mike arranges the wood into a square frame. To make ignition easier, he pours on a bit of high-proof vodka with a crisp click of the magnesium rod. The flames shoot up instantly. Orange flames dance happily in the blizzard, instantly dispelling the surrounding chill. Mike grabs his kettle, fetches some spring water nearby, planning to boil hot tea to warm his stomach. While waiting, he gathers a large amount of wood, bundles it with hemp rope and hauls it home. Spreading it on the ground, makes tonight's Simmons mattress. Mike lies down to test it out immediately. Hey, it's actually quite comfortable, though the smell of moss is a bit overwhelming. After a short rest, the water boils. Mike picks some wild berries from a tree, and throwing them in adds a unique flavor. Rich tea paired with the cold wilderness wind adds a touch of winter comfort. He sips the hot tea, gazing through the fire at the vast snowy land. It feels incredibly soothing. The snow made the back of his clothes damp, so he dries off by the fire. Soon, realizing it's getting late, Mike prepares to make tonight's dinner. He whittles a simple skewer from a branch, then skewers the large chicken legs he brought. After scoring the meat and sprinkling seasoning, they go right by the fire. The sizzling sound and rich aroma summon the two dogs back. Little Black wags his tail at Mike's feet. Big Yellow sniffs the meaty air cautiously. Mike calls out laughingly, telling them to be patient. Flames lick the chicken skin, turning it golden and crispy. Fat drips continuously into the fire, sparking even stronger flames. Mike pours plenty of dog food for the duo. They happily feast beside the bonfire. Watching their satisfied looks, Mike picks up the perfectly roasted chicken, ignoring the heat, and takes a huge bite. Juices burst in his mouth, mixed with the char of the fire and spices, instantly dispelling all fatigue and cold. The dogs finish and stare quietly at Mike, eyes full of longing, as if asking, "Is there more?" Mike is amused by them. He quickly splits the remaining leg and tosses it to them. Little Black and Big Yellow wolf it down. Full and satisfied, the firelight casts a warm glow on the hut, even without a door. The wind and snow seem shut out. Mike leans back on his wooden mattress, watching the dancing flames, listening to the howling wind outside, and the dogs' satisfied snoring nearby. An unprecedented sense of peace and security washes over him. Soon, his eyelids grow heavy, and Mike drifts into a deep sleep. However, a midnight wolf howl startles him, and the dogs awake. They rush out to check the At the foot of the distant mountain, a few wolves are out hunting. But with the dogs guarding, they don't seem keen on approaching. So Mike crawls back into bed to resume dreaming. The next day, bird songs wake him up. The weather looks quite nice today. The snow has stopped, and the sun is shining. Mike grabs a handful of snow to wash his face. The icy sensation wakes him up instantly. Embers remain from last night's fire. Just adding wood brings it back to life. Fragrant pine needle tea is the best morning drink. Having a cup makes the whole day feel incredibly pleasant. While drinking tea, Mike plans his next move. He prepares to leave here, to find the next wilderness adventure. Cold, melted snow poured on the hot fire raises a cloud of mist, carrying the scent of vegetation, mixed with the morning light, forming a beautiful Tyndall effect. But it soon dissipates in the fresh breeze. Mike shoulders his heavy pack. He calls out softly, signaling Big Yellow and Little Black to follow. The dogs understand immediately, excitedly frolicking ahead to pave the way. Looking back, the small shelter stays quietly behind. Distant mountains are sharp against the sun, less mysterious than yesterday, but more magnificent and vast. This time, Mike didn't build a permanent house. He just lit a fire to last the long night. With a brief but intense existence, he fulfilled the most important mission. In this wilderness, stop. Just like our own lives, not all stays must build eternal monuments. Some warmth is just meant to light up a journey, accumulating strength to move forward.